Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Ramananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Shivananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Krishna Paramatma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Shankara Bhagavad-Padacharya Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Nityananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Vyasa Bhattarkaya Namaha. Atma Namaskarams to one and all who are listening to this speech, including our Siddhavijatis who are practicing Siddhavijja all over the globe, and also the real seekers. I am saluting to you all, in whom our Gurudev Brahmarshi Sadguru Sri Swami Ramananda Paramasa is dwelling. Today in Columbus, on 28th September 2022, again I am telling few lines about this pranayama. Here, good number of people have attended in front of me, and some of them are asking, please ask what is your question and what is your question. Again.
My question is that life and the breath are connected. So the prana, what are the ways, the physical, emotional, and spiritual factors that influences the prana?
Okay, that's good. Your question. Simply want to know about pranayama. First of all, we should know what is meant by pranayama and how it is totally related to the spirituality. That is the thing. Whether it is emotional or spiritual, whatever it might be. Pranayama means prana plus ayama. Ayama means elongation or strengthening of prana. Prana means that force which is responsible for our respirations. Our prana is moving up and down through the spinal cord, starting from the brain. That force is coming down and trying to go upward through the sushumna. Sushumna means spinal cord. In the vertebral column, we are having that force is coming from brain to the spinal cord through so many nerves, mainly the cranial nerves, 12 pairs of cranial nerves and 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Like that, there are so many nerves. Along through the nerves, the main channel is sushumna, that is central canal of the spinal cord. Through that force is coming down and again trying to go upwards. When it is coming down, it started when? When it started coming down, that we should know. In medical field and other research scholars, they say, even ordinary men say that we start with inspiration first. We start with the inspiration first at the time of birth. But if you apply your common sense and according to the yogic experience, we can understand that our expiration starts first. Why? Because in the mother's womb, we don't have any respirations. Our lungs are filled with some fluid that is called sphingomyelin fluid. That fluid is already occupied in the lungs. Due to that, we don't have any respirations in the mother's womb. Understand? So, if you want to take the extra layer inside, that fluid should be emptied first. That fluid is there in the alveoli, that means air cells of the lungs. Unless it is emptied, you cannot take it inside. So it should be emptied. There must be some force coming from the brain through the nose, and it will come to the lungs, and it will be squeezed out first. It will be squeezed out first, then you will take inside. Nobody is observing that it is being squeezed out. First, externally we see that we are taking first inspiration. Before that inspiration, there must be some expiration. Expiration through expelling of that fluid from the lungs outside. Then only the alveoli will become emptied and you will take inspiration. That first expiration is very, very important for a soul. When it doesn't have any respirations inside the mother's womb, it will have previous birth's knowledge also. Where it was born so many times, where it died so many times, and also it will pray God in that state. But no sooner it expels out, it will forget everything. That is called Maya, or what you call illusion or delusion, whatever you say. So it will not only it will forget everything, but it will cry for the mother's milk, baby, fetus. So when it is expelling out, again, to fill that energy which has been lost out, then it will try to take the external air inside. External air inside. Understand? For example, if you throw a ball from above and fall it on the ground, it will jump. When it is jumping, it won't go to the terrace because it has already lost some energy. So it will jump up to some extent only. Again, it will fall down, losing energy. Again, jump to some extent, losing energy. Like that, the downward thrust is more than the upward jumping. Understand? So the upward jumping is called inspiration, and downward throwing out is called expiration. So in like that is happening from the mother's womb onwards. And always the downward thrust is more than the upward inspiration. Ultimately, there will be only expiration, no inspiration. That is called expired. What do you say? We say that expired. Expired means loss of our energy, vital force, or prana-shakti through the last expiration is called expired. We started our birth from the first expiration and left this body through the last expiration. So like that, this life means our life with this body is happening between the first expiration, that is called birth, and the last expiration that is called death. This is the period through which we are enjoying everything with these senses and all this. Understand? But meanwhile, when you are losing more, you are losing so much energy. See, I will tell you. You are explaining like this. Easily, this expression is very easy. That is called passive expression. But when you are taking inside, you are taking it with difficulty. That indicates that you are taking upwards with some difficulty, means there is some obstruction. There is some obstruction in every breath. Every breath. When you are expelling out, along with this breath, not only the air, you are losing divine energy, divine knowledge, divine happiness, and divine light. All these four qualities of this vital prana Shakti, they are going out. How? If you are in a so-called normal, healthy individual who are expelling up to 30 centimeters, 30 centimeters, but taking air from 20 centimeters only, 20 centimeters, expelling 30 centimeters, taking it from 20 centimeters. Like that, in every respiratory cycle in the sense up and down, you are losing 10 centimeters of energy more. But you can ask one question. See, whatever air you are taking inside, the same air you are expelling, how you are losing? That is your question.
Also, we have expelling carbon dioxide.
Yes. So, see, I will tell you an example. If you take a syringe, you withdraw water into the syringe slowly, but you push it out forcibly, you will be losing more energy. If you push it slowly, you don't lose much energy. But if you push it speedily, you lose energy or not. Like that, it is happening when you're pushing downwards speedily, you are losing more energy. But you are taking inside slowly. So against some resistance, against some obstruction, you are taking inside upwards. That's why you are not able to take more than the expiration. In that process, we are losing so much of energy from the brain outside. But medically, something we can say that we are simply losing carbon dioxide and calories like that. Not only that, not only carbon dioxide, you are losing energy, more energy. How suppose if you see a oil machine, oil mill, oil mill or rail engine. In rail engine, initially there used to be previously coal mines, steam engines. When the engine expels that black smoke, initially it will have so much black smoke. But later on, that black smoke will go away. Later on, white smoke will be coming. That is energy. That is steam. Steam boiled out from the water. That is energy. But smoke is not energy. That is carbon dioxide. So like that, we say that initially we are losing carbon dioxide. But later on, you are losing so much of energy. If you count that, 10 centimeters per each cycle, 15 times per minute into 10 centimeters, 900 times into 10 centimeters per hour, 21,600 times per day. Like that, we are going on losing. If you amount that, it amounts to, if you calculate that, per day, 2 kilometers, 160 meters of energy you are losing out. That energy includes divine knowledge, happiness, energy, power, everything. To compensate that, you are taking food. That food will never compensate the energy, divine energy you are losing. Thereby, whatever the food you are taking, it will compensate some calories. And in addition to that, you will be getting more impurities also. See, whatever the food you are taking, it is not being totally converted into energy. So some gross part is going through motion and urine and breath. Understand? Remaining impurities are staying in our body. And some of it is being utilized for tissue buildup. So our body is growing. Initially, in childhood, we are lean. Now we are grown up like this. That is all due to fat and water. This is nothing but impurity. So with the accumulation of more water and fat, You are not able to take it upwards. We say that it is natural and aging, something like that. But what is happening inside, we should know. Now we will come to the question of relationship between the mind and the breath. Mind and the breath. See, everybody is having mind, you know. But that mind is like a flame. Flame. It is always oscillating with the thoughts. So mind means we say it is thoughts. But thoughts are coming from the mind. Mind is something divine force. When it is mixed with the thoughts, we call it as oscillating mind. That mind is oscillating according to the loss of our energy through the nostrils. Suppose if you are in a hurry, you are very funky, panicky, everything. How your respiration look like? They will be very speedy. Yeah. They will be very speedy. Very speedy means you are losing more energy. Instead of 15 times, you may go to up to 25, 30, 40 even also. Understand? If you are very calm, how your respirations will be? They will be very slow and very effective. There will be deep respirations. Understand? So it clearly indicates that there is a direct relationship between your mind and the breath. That is told in Yogam system. Yoga system, you know, there is a great book told by Vasishtha Maharshi to Lord Rama, written by Valmiki Maharshi. Ya prana pavana spandaha chitta spanda sayevahi prana spanda kshaye yatno kartavyo dhyamatochakayehi. Whatever the movement of the respirations is there, it is nothing but the movement of the mind. So mind and respirations are totally related. But if you want to control the mind, you have to control the respirations. You have to control the respirations. If you want to make the flame still, you have to control the air currents. So like that, you have to catch hold of the respirations. Instead of doing that, most of us, we are trying to directly catch hold of the flame. All these meditations, all other indirect methods, we are trying to control the mind. Thoughts are coming, let us control that. It is utterly impossible. You are trying to control with mind. Controlling what? Mind only. Understand? So it is impossible. It is under the influence of air currents. So try to control the air currents. That is respirations. But unfortunately, here also it again misunderstood. Controlling respiration means forcibly they are trying to make it stand still. Kumbhakam. Some people, they take extra air and keep it in the lungs, keep it there for some time, and slowly they call it as Rechika Poraka Kumbhakas. Rechika Poraka Kumbhakas. Like that, because there is a version that you have to control respirations. But unfortunately, these people are trying to forcibly control the respirations by keeping keeping it inside the lungs. It is not so. You should know that the force which is responsible for respirations, where from it is coming. It is coming from above. Already told you, no? So it is coming from above. You have to put it there above, not in the lungs. Not in the lungs. If you do it in the lungs, it will be called as Hatha Yogam. Moreover, there will be accumulation of carbon dioxide, impure thoughts, and unrest, and everything will go. Everything will be there. But if you keep the same life force upwards, you will get peace of mind. You will get tranquility. You will get energy. You will be more illuminated. Like that, you have to do upwards only. But how to take it upwards? There is an obstruction. Remove that. What is that obstruction? That obstruction is called phlegm or kapham. P-H-L-E-G-M. Phlegm or kapham. That kapham, some people say that is coming from the throat. It is expelled out from the throat, but it is there in every part of the body. It is being formed. So, in Ayurveda, Vata, Pitta, Kaphas are there. Vata, Pitta, Kaphas. Vata means Vayu. Pitta means bile. Kapha means the solidification of the blood circulation. Where there is a block, we call it as Kapham. So ultimately, all these three factors will form as ultimately become Kapham only. Due to Kapham only, every man dies. Man dies due to Kapham only. So you have to remove that. How to remove? You have to heat it up. It is like butter, You have to heat it up like butter. So that butter has to be removed by heating. By heating by what? Friction. Friction. Without a friction, there is no energy or no heat. If you do friction outside, you will get physical energy. If you do friction inside, you will get mental energy. That mental energy, you have to elicit mental energy by doing friction within, by doing up and down. Today, some people are initiated. Do you understand what I'm teaching now? So you have to do this friction up and down inside only. Inside doing friction is called pranayama, but not with the external air. Not with the external air. Now, till now, you have heard about pranayamas by taking external air through one nostril and keeping there and expelling through another nostril like that. This is not pranayama. This is swasayama. This is swasayama only. Why? Because everybody thinks that we are living with this external oxygen. We are living with this external oxygen. External oxygen is not, it's not divine. It is only inorganic gas. You can collect it in a cylinder. Understand? But our life force is not a gas, or it is not inorganic. It is something divine. It contains knowledge, happiness, everything that has been regularly going out through our respirations. So that has to be preserved. That has to be preserved. How to preserve it? You have to churn it. You have to make it subtle. See, when it is coming downwards, our life force has been converted into matter. That's called kapha. So if you come from above, the energy is being converted into matter. If you take it upwards by churning, the matter will be converted into energy. That will be done by this churning process of pranayama. So this is real pranayama. This is prana plus ayama means now extension. By heating up this, and the phlegm will be dissolved, then you will take it upward. That upward or prolonged upward prolongation is called ayama of pranayama. That is pranayama. There is only one pranayama. You see, in books or somewhere, you hear so many number of pranayamas. The exact meaning of pranayama is nothing but taking your life force upwards. How to take it up? By churning. Without doing this, without knowing this, most of the people, they are calling it with so many names, doing Hatha Yogam and all these things. First of all, you have to differentiate that. And moreover, the main cause for this misunderstanding is that our life force or prana shakti quite different from the external oxygen. External oxygen. Understand? If you are totally living with this external oxygen, why should a man die? This is always available. always available. Since so many ages, since creation also, this oxygen is available. But everyone is dying. If you are totally living with this. But our prana, we are not in a position to keep it up, keep it inside. We are losing out and dying. So the main cause of death is losing our own prana shakti from inside to outwards. That you have to know and do this like this. This is the main essence of Vedanta. When you are doing so, you will get sound, first thing. When you are doing friction, you are getting sound, today you are initiated. When you are doing so, you are getting sound. That the sound indicates that there is some friction. When there is a friction, that the prana shakti has been converted into subtle, soshmam. Gross prana is being converted into subtle, soshmam. When it is soshmam, it will become active. When it is active, that will dissolve all the impurities. Not only that, there will be free blood circulation in your entire body. When there is free blood circulation, there is no question of any blockages. When there is a block only, you will get pain. When there is a block only, you will get heart attack. When there is a block only, you get paralysis. When there is a block in the lungs, you will get asthma. So all these diseases are nothing but blockage of your prana shakti freely, not going freely. So if you want to make it freely to circulate throughout the body, you do up and down. Suppose if you take a bottle filled with some junk, some oily material, study material. If you want to clean it, what will you say? You fill water with to some extent up to neck, close the neck, up on top of the neck, and do it like this. When you do like this, that oily material, all impurities will be thrown away. Like that, you have to do it regularly. Regularly. Understand? If you take an engine, that engine initially, if you buy a car, initially it will work very well because it is new one. But later on, if you go on pouring oil and the carbon will be more accumulated in the engine, periodically you will be doing overhauling, servicing, all these things. After that, it will be again functioning to some extent. So later on, gradually that will be spoiled. So like that, our engine is having a piston which is going up and down. When it is not going upwards properly, you are not getting energy. So what is the purpose of respirations? We say that you are taking oxygen and carbon dioxide. Not that. The piston which is going up and down, with that you will digest your food. The oil will be converted into energy. The food will be converted into energy with the movements. Try to freely do that piston to move freely up and down. So movement of piston up and down is called pranayama, free movement. What else you want? What is to be done? Who you want to pray God? Pray God. God is there. Where? Where is God? Who is God? God is nothing but supreme energy. That energy is in the form of our prana shakti. Your life force, your prana is there. It is nothing but God only. So God is nowhere something else, but it is within you. But you are not in a position to perceive it. Why? Because our brain is now filled with so much water and impurities. Our brain is working like a step-down transformer. Grid system, electricity. When the electricity is coming from the power station and coming to your area, it has been stepped down from 33 kV to 1100, from 1100 to 230 volts. step down transformer. Like that, our supreme energy, though it is there everywhere, it is here, but has been stepped down through our respirations. So you're getting very little energy. With that little energy, your bulbs like eyes, ears, nose, and taste, all these bulbs are functioning to some extent. Understand? If you want to know the exact nature of that supreme power, you have to step up. You have to convert your brain into step-up transformer. So how to convert? You remove the obstruction. How to remove? By churning only. So that's why everywhere, any scripture, any sacred books will tell that do this pranayama. Pranayama visuddhatma yasmat pasita tattvaram tasma na atah parang kinchit pranayama diti srude. One Upanishad says, pranayama visuddhatma. By means of pranayama only, your body and mind will be cleaned away. Yasman pasita tattvaram. With that only you will see that God. Tattvaram. Tasma na atah parang kinchit. That's why there is nothing apart from this pious pranayama. This every book says like that. While practice that, you are getting some sound. That sound is called Om. While practicing pranayama, whatever the sound you are getting is called Om. But unfortunately, we are artificially calling, saying, barking like that, Om, like that, Am, like that. You are all doing like that. You are expelling energy. Instead of creating or generating energy, you are expelling energy. By expending energy, will you get that energy, or will you find out God? So you have to take it inside and do upward. That is called pranayama. This is totally related with the mental energy. So, in other words, we say our mind, when it is with low energy, because we are losing energy, when we are losing energy downwards, our mental energy will become minimized. With that minimized mental energy, you are functioning all these things. And if you lose some more, you will go to depression. You cannot withstand any prarabdha, whatever you can, karma. So you cannot withstand for our social circumstances. You cannot withstand because of low mental energy. So to withstand any sort of social problem or health problem, or if you want to progress in spiritually, only thing is you have to increase your mental energy. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayo bandhaya vishashaktam mukti nirvishya manaha. The only difference between the soul, individual soul, and God is nothing but the difference in mental energy. So deficiency of mental energy is limited soul with finite energy, finite knowledge, and finite whatever you call finite functioning of the body. Whereas if you increase that energy into infinite state, you will become God. So God is nothing but you. Only thing is you have to increase your energy. Without increasing energy, most of the people say that you are God. God is you. You can never say that you are not God now. You are already with limited energy. How can you say that you are God? You are only a limited person. So then that's why you are an individual small soul with finite energy. But you want to become God, increase energy. So there is a process. There is an effort to become God. You have to do this pranayama. This is God's prayer. This is God's puja. This is whatever you think about God, you have to increase this mental energy. What else I want to say? What else you want? What is it?
How to do this?
How to do this? How to do this? I will tell. See, without knowing that I don't say that you have to do like this. So I will tell, no doubt about that. But there is a procedure there. I will initiate you.
Okay. When the premise on which we discussed until now, there is a lot of oxygen, and still people are dying. But even with the pranayama practicing, you see that it was passed on from the Guru, but even the Guru also died.
See, here dying is, I will tell. Yes.
Guruji, we'll leave now.
Huh?
We'll
Okay.
We'll come back for initiation.
Yes, go. Okay, definitely. Go.
Thank
you. Shubham. All the best. Your question is, a man without pranayama is dying. And you say that a man with pranayama also is not dying. See, an ordinary man dying means he is losing his prana shakti outside. That is an ordinary death. Ordinary death. That is ordinary death. But a person who did this pranayama, he will attain samadhi. Samadhi means he won't leave his prana shakti outside. He will keep it inside. So you have to differentiate between the samadhi and ordinary death. Samadhi means his life is there here. He stopped his inspiration. He stopped his respiration with the last inspiration is called samadhi. He stopped his respiration through the last expression is called death. So the difference between the death and samadhi, this is through expiration and this is through inspiration. Understand? And for a common man, we say that a yogi or a guru also died. He never die. He will never die. Just he will slip away with this body, but his life force is already kept in the Brahma center of the eyebrows in the brain. Just the bubble, the bubble, water bubble came out of the water. That the bubble will be broken, but he will become water only. He will become water. Nothing he has lost. Only the air bubble gone. But for an ordinary man, if he dies, he will go with some remnants that is called Soshma Sariram or subtle body. Subtle body. That body will again enter into another mother's womb. So he goes on getting rebirths for an ordinary man. But when he goes here, he will never come again. Kabir Das, Kabir Das told, Marite Marite Jagmara, na marna hoy. Aisa marna jana na jana hoy. Ram duware jo marre, na marna hoy. Kabir Das told, Marite Marite Jagmara. So many people are dying in this world. Aisa marna na jana koi. How to die, nobody knows. Ram duare jo mare. When any person dies here only, na marna hai. He will never be born and never be dead again. So he will die for once. Yes. Rebirth means when you go out only, you will get rebirth. When you don't go out, where is the question of rebirth? See, a person doing this yoga, he keeps his prana here. He is not leaving out. When he is not leaving out, there is no question of death or reborning again. మీకు ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏంటంటే మీరు 10 కిలోమీటర్లు ఒక టార్గెట్ ఉందనుకోండి. టార్గెట్ ఉంది. సపోజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో ఫర్ 100 miles అవే. 100 miles మీరు వెళ్ళాలని అనుకున్నారా? వెళ్ళాలి, మీ టార్గెట్ అక్కడ ఉంది. అక్కడ వెళ్ళాలంటే ఫస్ట్ యూ స్టార్ట్ వాకింగ్ కదా. వెళ్తామా లేదా, దట్ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ యువర్ ఎఫర్ట్. బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు వాక్. అంతే కదా. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళే పద్ధతే చెప్పాము. Though not in this birth, but you will go definitely. Vella lema ane paddhati entante, because you got less mental energy now, our mind is telling like that. Mana chara galama leda ani manam anukuntam. But do this. This will be the last birth for you. ఇలా చేస్తూ ఉంటే ఇదే జరుగుతుంది. ప్రొవైడెడ్ యూ షుడ్ గెట్ ది గైడెన్స్ ఆఫ్ గురు. ఇది చేస్తూ ఉంటే వెళ్ళగలమా లేదనేది మనకి ఇప్పుడు ప్రెజెంటేషన్ లో అనుకుంటున్నాం. అర్థమైందా? డెఫినెట్లీ దిస్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎన్ ఆర్డినరీ విద్య, దిస్ ఈస్ బ్రహ్మ విద్య. దిస్ విద్య ఈస్ టు నో బ్రహ్మన్. దట్ విద్య విచ్ allows you to know Brahman is called Brahma Vidya. Understand?
So what do you mean to know Brahman? For example, if we are to know mango, we have to eat the mango. We have to explain what the mango tastes like. We cannot really explain it. So to know Brahman.
Yes, here you cannot compare with that example. Because why? Because you know mango and you can keep that mango and you can describe. But here in this Brahma Vidya is like a rupee. You say rupee means that kinds 100 pies. But your mind is limited to a single pie. At present, the single pie cannot imagine or cannot totally describe the total 100 paisa rupee. You go on increasing your strength. Your single pie will be converted into 2, 3, something like that. That will be converted into 100 pies. So this is the process of increasing your energy. Then only you will get wisdom or knowledge. With that knowledge only you will come to know that this is Brahman. At present, you cannot say this is Brahman. That's only an assumption. Understand? But in worldly things, you can say that mango is like that, you can describe. But Brahman cannot be described at present now. This is only tells that you go to that Brahman, become Brahman by increasing your energy. With limited energy, you cannot describe that unlimited Brahman.
I see your point there. But when we look at the universe, even the gadgets that we have, there is a visible universe, there is an invisible universe, because currently we don't have the gadgets to see the edges of the universe. So that energy that is there in the universe, that is created, we are not talking about Brahman, it is created universe itself has a tremendous energy. So how do we increase our energy to equate with the Brahman?
See.
So what does it mean? I'm trying to understand.
Yes. See, here there is one misconception. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Everybody says that energy is there always. It is there always. It is never going down or more. But that is only a statement of an experienced person. But as far as individual is concerned, your respirations are always going downwards, and your mental energy is always limited. Do you admit it or not? When your respirations are going down, you will have less mental energy only. So you have to increase that. How to increase? Take it upwards. That's all. Then say that energy can neither be created, nor destroyed, manifested, non-manifested, formless, form. Everything you can say that from there, not from here. Understand? If you want to know that, you first simply increase your energy. Don't think about the total Brahman. That is only this. All this Vedanta is only to lead to you only. Leading Vidya only. You start with your energy. Magnify it. But people, without knowing this lacuna, the gap between the Brahman and individual soul, they are simply saying that they are trying to describe that only. But where are you now? You start from where are you? First, you should start from your level of energy. That is lacking in every individual. Every philosopher trying to say that, no, you are Brahman. You are Brahman. You are not Brahman now. Brahman in this, it indicates total energy. See, suppose I will tell you, there is an ocean. Ocean, that is, this ocean is like Brahman. You are one of the tides. Tide is not separated from the, wave is not separated from the total ocean. Even you are saying that I am separated from the ocean, originally you are not separated. But because of limited energy, you are thinking that you are separated from the ocean. Increase your energy and come to know that I am not at all separated. I am Brahman. I am the ocean itself. Then only you can say, not now. That's why everybody, a guru or a Vedanti will say that you have to increase energy. So God is in terms of energy only. Let us not come to state that God is formless, form, and without energy there is no change in energy. That is that state, not here. Understand? When you give that statement, you should not take food for energy. You have to take food regularly, daily. Why? When it is there always, why do you take food? Because your individual soul is deficient of something. That is energy. So increase that energy. Increasing energy, with that only you can estimate that Brahman. Understand? Okay.
Others may have questions.
Any more?
So I can see that in a human being,
Hmm.
we have the potential to, we are not at the peak. We
Yeah.
can always increase our energy.
Energy. We have to increase our energy.
We have to,
Religion.
and the food can help, pranayama can help.
Yes.
But when it comes to the energy in the universe, that is not what we are talking about. We are only talking about our
Individual energy. That's all.
We are at the low level, and
Yeah.
we have a room to improve.
Yes.
And that pranayama and the right food can help increase our own
Energy. Energy.
So when we have a greater mental capacity, then we can have a greater capacity to serve others.
Yes.
That is the nature
Yes.
of
Sir, how to serve others? You have to advise or initiate only to increase energy only. Serving by what? What you are going to serve? Because you are already enlightened with energy only. To serve others means you have to allow them to increase their energy. That is the do of service. Doing service means nothing else other than this motivation towards energy. What do you say?
Yeah, that makes sense, because the word encourage, and inside, putting courage, that is increasing the other.
That is correct.
Encourage.
Yes.
So in that context, what you are saying.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But
Enlightenment, encouragement, all these terms are indicating to do some human effort. That human effort is nothing but doing pranayama and increase energy.
so I see that your whole emphasis is on effort or sadhana.
Yes.
How do we have both hands? That is one hand. Another hand is Ishvara Krupa. So how do
Here also most of the people misunderstood. See, God is equal to all or not? Is he equal or partial?
No favoritism with God.
Yes, God. But when there is no favoritism from God, why there is differences in all these people?
We are unique and wonderful in our own way.
Ishvara Krupa, everybody says, is he partial? No. When he will become partial. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. Ye bhajanti mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyam. There is 9th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. I am equal to all, not only human beings, equal to all, including creatures also, animals also, birds also. I am equal. Ye bhajantit mam bhaktya. One who tries to find out to me, for them only I will be partial. Otherwise, I will become witness. Those who are trying to elicit energy or trying to reach him, he will become partial, means he will show krupa. Ishvara krupa is there for the people who are doing effort. For the people who are not doing effort, he will become witness. That's why he kept quiet even for the people of suffering. If he actually is responsible for all these things, he should not have allowed all these creatures or human beings to suffer. But we are suffering due to what? When he is impartial, why should we suffer? That's why in Vedanta, first there should be like Markata Kisoranyayam. Markata Kisoranyayam means there is a monkey, there is a kid monkey. Wherever the mother goes, the kid monkey goes on catching its mother while jumping wherever it goes. So the total effort is rested with the kid monkey only. Afterwards, when you reach certain level after doing effort, then you will go to Marjala Kisoranyayam. Marjala Kisoranyayam means the kid cat. Kid cat will be caught always by the mother. By the mother. The responsibility is not rested with the kid. It is totally by the God, Ishvara Krupa. So Ishvara Krupa comes when you do effort. This is the main theory deficiency in everywhere. Some people say that I don't do anything. God will look after everything. God will never look after unless you try to reach him through some effort. In so many religious books also it is lacking. It is lacking.
Life manifests in a different way. As a little kid, it is the parents who choose the Krupa. And as they grow, then they make an effort to go and get job or
Yes.
find them.
Yes.
Why God makes it upside down?
See,
Where you have to
see,
and then
please hear me. God means you to think that God is separated from you. Are you part of parcel of God? Part and parcel of God. So whatever you blame God, a part of responsibility is rested with you also. Without knowing that every layman says that why God does like this. So God will never do like that. He is always impartial, First make that statement. He is always impartial. So whatever the deficiency you find out in God, he is not with the God. It is with the individual. Understand?
That dimension I understand. The dimension of why effort is first and then the useful Krupa.
Yes.
Then Krupa of the parents, the child and the parents relationship, even that is the need of Mata Krupa. When we talk about God also, there is a relationship.
Yes, definitely. See, I will tell you. I will tell you one thing. See, when you are grown up, since childhood, our parents, especially mother, she looked after everything for our feeding, everything until you reach a certain age. After that, you got ego. when you and your ego enters into your mind, your mother, father, God, everything will leave you. Understand? So as long as you are rested, we are rested with ego, nobody will take care of you. Try to remove ego by yourself only. So Ishvara Krupa means when there is no ego. Understand? That ego is totally dependent upon your respirations. See, when you are taking breath from outside inside, you are thinking that I am this body. I am this body itself is ego. When you keep your respirations inside and up and down, you will forget that I am not this body. When there is no remembrance that I am this body, Ishvara Krupa will be shelled down on you. Not only Ishvara Krupa, you will become Ishvara. Where is the question of Krupa? You are becoming that. Understand?
So what is the reason for becoming when we are already Ishvara? That is the more of understanding, or is it becoming?
See, that's why I'm telling you, see, already Ishvara is a statement, but you are not now. The main difference is between your, with these respirations only. For everything we are giving that statement, but we are forgetting that the defect is with you.
It's a more of realization of it.
Yes.
By having that shift in the locus of identity, we are not a body. That is where that.
When you will get to that type of identity, you are not this body means you are totally energy only. When you do pranayama, when you see the divine light, and you will feel that and experience that I am nothing but this light or energy only, not the cells. Not the cells. So try to do that effort first. Do pranayama first. Without doing pranayama, I am not this body means you are fooling others. Understand?
Yeah, the point is that pranayama is helping move your identity from body to inward.
Yes.
That's what
that is increasing energy means
the tool for bringing the identity from outward to
inward. So see the very purpose of doing pranayama, because you are increasing energy. When you are increasing energy, then you will come to know that this body is nothing but energy only. It's prana shakti only. See, for example, externally, if you look up outside, you will see that you are Jairam. I am so and so. She is so and so. These are all so and so. Because you are coming out. But if you go inside, you can practically experience that you and I, all these are nothing but the life force only. That Chaitanya only. Understand? So as you grow up and upwards and become subtler and subtler, Soshma and Soshmam, then only you can understand that everything is all everywhere the single force or the Chaitanya or God is there.
Means that is the concept of ego, Narayana.
That is good. When? Not now.
That you
realize that. How to realize? Without doing this pranayama, there is nothing in Vedanta, Without doing that, whatever you tell Vedanta or any this thing, this is nothing but bash. Do pranayama and say daily, not single day or anything. Daily, regularly you do. Then only you can understand.
So anubhava is what you are emphasizing on not information, but on anubhava.
Anubhava, yes, that is called Anusthana Vedanta. So Vedanta is of two types. That is already experienced by the great rishis. They have written books. That is already recorded knowledge. Whereas a person who is doing this pranayama is experiencing with live knowledge. So this live knowledge is nothing but the recorded knowledge only. But without having this live knowledge, there is no use of telling about the recorded knowledge. This is called Anusthana Vedantam. That is only Vedanta.
I'll be staying here so I can continue. If have any questions.
మీకేమైనా ప్రశ్నలు ఉంటే వేయండి. వేయండమ్మా. ఆల్రెడీ వేస్తున్నారా లేకపోతే shall I allow him to continue his questions?
Tomorrow. Yeah. We started a little late, so we'll continue tomorrow.
He will continue.
There is a consensus to continue tomorrow.
If you progress spiritually in terms of energy, your questioning will be gradually reduced. Your questioning will be gradually reduced.
It's also, it is, Anubhav is there at the same time, that awareness of that Anubhav is also by questioning. Tarkam is a part of the learning.
Tarkam is also theory.
Yeah.
Tarkam is only to arrive at. To arrive at, to do something. Tarkam is not practical thing. Tarkam is only to arrive at, to do something. Further, you have to do something, you know. So there is something left behind after Tarkam. But so many people are satisfied with doing Tarkam only. That is a good point. You see, there is one Upanishad, you know, in Yoga Sikopanishad. Nana vidher vicharais nasajam jayate manah tasmat tasya jayopayo prana eva hi na anyadha tarkai jalpai shastrajale yukti bhi mantraha bheshaje navaso jayate pranan siddhopayam vina vidhe upayam tamavijnayam yogamarge pravartate. That is totally described in Yoga Sikopanishad. So in the beginning itself, the Tarkam is gone, is thrown away. But most of the people, they are satisfied with Tarkam only. Tarkam is a very primitive thing, you know.
To come to the right conclusion.
Yes, conclusion to do something.
This conclusion to have a discernment to follow the right path.
That's good, true. That is true.
But because in the education, it is not provided. So that's why I brought up some questions. So some other people may have the same questions. So it would be good to get that Tarkam going so that they can understand the value.
But you see, Tarkam, there is one example given by our Paramaguru Swami Sivananda Paramas. He has given a very good example. See, a person who has taken sumptuous, delicious food on the leaf. Yes, experience. He has taken that. That leaf has thrown it outside, and to eat that whatever the food left over on that leaf, so many dogs are quarreling with each other. Understand? Very beautiful example given by our Paramaguru Deva. Anubhav vihina panditya tarkam swayana kalaha samavita bodhakaya namaha. Without experience, these dogs are quarreling with each other, but that was already eaten away by a great person. He has experienced and thrown away in the term of in the form of books. So by reading books only, these people are doing with Tarkam and being satisfied. Yes.
Even though that tool of Tarkam can help some people when they realize
Helping like this only. See, one dog is dominating others. Tarkam is of help like this only. One dog is dominating other dog, but they are, both dogs are not getting the essence of it. See, there is one pramanam.
in fact, they stop it because
We will continue. We are continuing. We will stop it afterwards. We will stop it after this example. Yes.
I want to continue, but I just want to make sure.
Let it be. There will be benefit. What is there? What is there? See, you are going have question, huh? Okay, okay. Ayogi naiva janati jachandho hi ghato yatha. There is one scripture, Daksha Smriti. In Daksha Smriti, it says like this: Ayogi naiva janati. A person without yogam can never understand jachandho hi ghato yatha. He is born blind. He never saw the part. He never saw the part because he is born blind. He wants to describe about the part. Like that, they are not doing like that. There is another example. In Jnana Sankarini Tantram, there is in that also, Sarant Yogibhi Pitam Takram Pebanti Pandita. Sarant Yogibhi Pitam. The essence of that Vedanta is already taken away with the yogis. Just like the butter taken from the buttermilk. Takram Pebanti Pandita. Whereas all these Panditas, they are simply drinking this diluted buttermilk. The essence was already taken away. See, beautiful examples, you know. Very beautiful analysis. Sarant Yogvi Pitam Takram Pevante Pandita. That is told in Jnana Sankarini Tantra. Beautiful examples. There is another example. You want number of examples are there. You can take them. Darvipaka Rasamyadha. There is one what you call, there is an instrument, Teddu. Teddu or garita, we say in Telugu. That will be cooking in all, that will be working in all curries while you are cooking. It will be working. It will be mixing all these vegetables and others, you know. But it never knows the taste of it. Darvipaka rasamyadha. It can never know the taste of that. But it will be always there in that only. Meekan question target, otherwise we will close the session. Chapter, Brent, come. Fate another. Fate another. Yes, I will tell you. Fate, yes, yes. Fate అనేది నిజం అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే, those who do not do any effort, they will be landed in this fate. When you do effort, there is no fate at all. అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి తెలుసా? Fate అనేది it comes and goes. When you are in a position to withstand it, that fate won't work for you. But the people who cannot withstand, they will say that it is fate. Again, it comes to the deficiency of energy. అదే దాని అర్థం. Till now you understood like that. Now you do sadhana and tell me. Do sadhana and tell me. See, వేదాంతం అంటే అదే చెప్తున్నాను ఏంటంటే, వేదాంతం అంటే నాట్ టెల్లింగ్ స్టోరీస్, ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ప్రాక్టికల్. అనుష్ఠాన వేదాంతం. I want to establish Anusthana Vedanta, not simply by telling all these recorded knowledge. Everybody can tell recorded knowledge. What about your experience? What about your experience? You correlate with your experience with the recorded knowledge. Without your experience, you can tell some other stories. అర్థమైందా? ఫేట్ గురించి ఏంటంటే, ఫేట్కి ఇంకోళ్ళ అర్థం ఏంటంటే కర్మ సిద్ధాంతం, కర్మ ప్రారంభం అన్ని చెప్తాం. అవన్నీ ఏమిటంటే, ఇదివరకు చేసినప్పుడు ఏ లెవెల్తో చేశాం, మనలో అప్పుడు మన తలక మెంటల్ ఎనర్జీ ఎంత, మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు అనిపించేటప్పుడు మన మెంటల్ ఎనర్జీ ఎంత, ఏమి అప్పుడు తక్కువ ఎనర్జీతో చేస్తే అది ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు మీకు మోర్ ఎనర్జీతో మీరు ఫేస్ చేస్తారంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఫేట్. ఏంటి, మీరు అదే ఎనర్జీతో చేశారు, తక్కువ ఎనర్జీతో, ఇప్పుడు కూడా అదే ఎనర్జీతో ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారు, దెన్ యూ విల్ సే దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫేట్. డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫేట్ ఓన్లీ. Okay, shall we close this session and afterwards we will discuss. Om swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha gobrahminebhyah sukhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhno bhavan. Om sarve sukhnasantu sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om sahana vavatu sahno bhanuktu sahviryam karvavahe tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Gurudev.